Hey, gentlemen, welcome back. Dr. Q here, and I want to talk today about a subject that is really bothering a lot of guys, and that is the subject of performance anxiety. Now, performance anxiety is basically a fear of failure. All right. It's when you are psyching yourself out, thinking that I'm not going to be successful in sex. I'm going to either ejaculate prematurely, or I'm not going to be able to get it up or maintain an erection. And we're going to talk about why this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm going to explain to you the physiology behind this performance anxiety and why it happens and how you can actually mitigate this. Okay. It's very simple, actually, how to mitigate performance anxiety. And so, first of all, let's talk about physiology. All right. It's very important to understand how your body works. All right. You have a nervous system. All right. And you have a parasympathetic nervous system and a sympathetic nervous system. Now, these two nervous systems work very differently, and we're going to explain how they impact your sexual function. Let's start with the sympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight nervous system. Now, that is what kicks in when you see something scary like a bear or a lion, and your body immediately sends chemicals that run to your body that actually divert blood flow to your limbs in order for you to run away from the danger. Okay. It's a very important nervous system. It's probably one of our most primitive ones. It's about self preservation. And so when that gets activated, your blood flow goes away from your internal organs and again goes into your limbs so that you can run or fight. Okay. That's why they call it the fight or flight nervous system. Now, you have a parasympathetic nervous system as well. Now, that is considered your feed or breed nervous system. That is what's activated when you are eating food and enjoying it and digesting it. That's also what gets activated when you are getting an erection or getting intimate, and that blood flow is going away from your external limbs into your internal organs. So your digestive tract and your reproductive system. That's why they call it the feed or breed nervous system. All right. Now, what does this have to do about your erections? Okay, I will tell you. I'm glad you asked. The parasympathetic nervous system is what actually helps you get an erection. All right. And that happens typically when you are in a relaxed state. You actually have to be relaxed in order for that to be activated. What happens though is that when you start to get nervous or anxiety about your performance, your sympathetic nervous system starts to take over. All right. And remember what it does, it starts diverting blood away from your internal organs and your reproductive organs. And so you can actually psych yourself out of a good erection just with your thoughts, just by thinking, I'm going to fail or I'm not going to be successful. Okay. That is so powerful. I've even said it before. It can overpower Viagra if the thought is strong enough. There's another thing that happens when the sympathetic nervous system is activated, and that is premature ejaculation. Okay. We had a saying in med school, point and shoot. Okay. Point meaning parasympathetic, and that is getting the erection up. Okay. Point, and shoot sympathetic, and that is the ejaculation. They happen on two different nervous systems. So when you actually are nervous about ejaculating quickly, you're actually speeding that process up. There are various techniques to help mitigate this. Mainly, it's to reduce stress, but there's one simple thing that you can do, and it takes a matter of a minute to do, to actually activate your parasympathetic nervous system when you start to feel like your sympathetic nervous system is taking over. And that is to breathe. All right, simple. And that is to really take 3 deep breaths. All right. That actually can calm down your nervous system. All right. Just practice it right now. Okay, we're going to practice. All right, here we go. Inhale, exhale. Wow. Okay. Did you feel calmer? I did. And really, that is the only thing that you can control that can activate your parasympathetic nervous system. All right. We cannot control our heart rates with our thoughts. We can't calm our pulse down with just thinking. We actually only can do that with breathing. And so that's where sort of mindfulness techniques come into play. And that's why that's important to really be in tune and to learn how to calm yourself down. Now, this just doesn't work for performance anxiety during sex. This works if you're giving a speech, a talk beforehand, if you're doing anything athletic that you need to kind of calm yourself down for, just taking nice deep breaths will activate that parasympathetic nervous system and calm you down. Now, here's the crazy thing about our nervous system is that it has not evolved with us as a human species. And what I mean by that is your sympathetic nervous system can't tell the difference between seeing a lion and the fear of failure in the bedroom. All right. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Your sympathetic nervous system can't tell the difference between seeing a snake coming at you or you getting anxious about that DM that you got on social media. It reacts the same way. So it sends the same chemical response to run. All right. And it has the same effect of making you sort of lose your erection and totally get out of it in your head. And so that's why it's so important to outsmart your nervous system, all right, to understand what's happening to you so that you can arrest it right there and reverse it. Okay. Some of you guys are really, really working yourselves up and psyching yourselves out. And it gets worse and worse the more you do it. And the other thing that gets worse is when you avoid sex because you have the fear of failure, that exacerbates the fear. And so the worst thing that you can do is to avoid being intimate, avoid sex. Okay. Now, if you have a very supportive partner, that can help. Okay. Because as men, we think the only way to have sex is penis and vagina intercourse. That's it. That's it. But there are so many other ways that we can be intimate and have sex. And so if you have a supportive partner, they can help you in this process of relaxing and just taking the pressure off. All right. Some guys we put too much pressure on ourselves. Maybe, we don't feel like we're getting it in the frequency at which we like to get it. And there's a big space in between. So you kind of really psych yourself up, like put a lot of pressure on this one event that's going to happen every month. Hopefully more than that. But and then we put this pressure on ourselves and it just ruins it for us. And so if you have a supportive partner, I would suggest that you just lay back and relax and you guys work on that together. Okay. Don't have the pressure of needing to have intercourse. You basically just need to master your body and master your nerves and be able to control them. And so when the pressure's off, that will actually activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Sex is 90% in the mind, all right? And we have to be able to control our thoughts and our emotions in order to be successful. Okay, so these are just mindfulness tips that you can use and practice it and try it. And I would be very interested to hear the feedback. This is something that we talk about in my Woodsman group. This is why I believe coaching is so vital because we don't know these things as men. And sometimes we need to be coached up a little bit in order to get to where we want to be in our performance. And so, guys, I hope this helped. I will be bringing more content like this. If you like this, let me know in the chat and we'll get better together. All right. Talk to you later.